Hello, we are here one more time in this Q&A for our mentors in Lidr. Today we are with Jaime Mateo, the CTO at Lidr'S for Billions. He founded the company and he built the product, the engineering team from the ground up, and is still finding work-life balance in this very demanding environment that is early stage startups. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Alvaro. Let's go.
Let's go with the questions. So first one, the easiest. Favorite content and why?
Okay, so I've listed here two books and one podcast. The first book is Management 3.0 because when I started to be a manager, when I had to help my team grow and everything, I read this book and gave me a lot of tips, a lot of ideas, a lot of guidance. So it was super helpful. And the second one is a reference in Lidr'S for Billions. It's about culture until organizations, and it's called Reinventing Organizations. So it's also a really good book on culture and how things are different nowadays in companies. Then the third thing that I have here is a podcast. It's a Spanish one. It's K-Fund podcast. It's about startups, entrepreneurship, building businesses, and it's a great resource to learn and to know about business and technology and startups.
Great. What about your favorite working app?
My favorite working app, I will say it's Trello because it really helped me to structure everything. I use it for everything at work and also in my personal life when I have to plan anything. So yeah, it's the first tool I go to when I have to structure things.
Great. What about your reference leader? Who is, why, and what you learn from him or her?
So one of my references is Edward Snowden. Is a public person, but I think he's really excellent in technical skills and cybersecurity, which is one of my tech passions. But he's also very social minded, and his approach to have an open, distributed, inclusive internet. It's really inspirational for my career.
Great. What about the number one skill you would say that is needed to become a successful leader in tech?
Yeah, this was a really tough one to choose, but I decided to go for empathy because I think to be a leader, any type of leader, like you really have to listen everyone. You have to be able to communicate very well with clarity. And yeah, if you are not empathetic enough, I think you won't understand people issues and your solutions will not be the best.
Yeah, sure. What do you like most of being a CTO?
I think what I like most of being CTO is that you can have an impact not only in the business and the direction of the company, but also in the people that are in your team, in their careers, in their growth, and yeah, in their leadership.
Yeah. You are impacting lives at the end.
Exactly.
Which is the biggest challenge you have faced as a CTO?
I think one of the biggest challenges is that sometimes it's hard to keep high the motivation and the passion of your team, especially when you are facing adversity, when there are problems. So it's really important to be responsible of your team growth when it comes to challenges, right?
Right. What is the main takeaway from that experience?
I think if you work on your team growth, like giving them the resources, delegating the responsibilities, allowing them to have a real impact within the organization, I think in that way they can feel good at work and they will be more motivated. And that turns into good productivity and towards achieving the objectives of the company.
Then, if you only have one single tip for aspiring CTOs, which would be?
So that one single tip could be give people, business, and technology an equal importance.
Ah, great. The golden triangle. Great. Let's finish with a technical question in your expertise area. Okay. So in this case, I will ask you, how do you decide the tech stack for a project that is going to start?
Mhm. So, though I think that the stack doesn't really matter that much at the beginning, if I will have to choose one, I will go for those stacks that have years of experience in the industry with strong communities behind them, and if possible, that are open source and low cost at the beginning to build the first MVP.
One example?
One example of a stack could be React in the front end, and then in the back end, a Django API.
Great. And last question, for those wondering how is the role, what should they be doing as CTOs?
Mhm. So if you are considering being or growing a CTO, I think you should listen to everyone, try to understand very well what are the people problems and where they come from, and then take decisions considering the business aspects, and always starting with an MVP approach, MVP mindset. Then in the meantime, I will encourage everyone to have regular one-on-ones with your team members and work together on their growth via delegating responsibilities and providing the resources that they need to make their job the best as possible.
Okay, time's up. Thank you so much for your time, Jaime, and see you soon.
Thank you, Alvaro. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.